So double mages in the bot lane, just as we predicted.
Victor versus likely Cassio down there as we wrap up our draft of game number 1. Still for a scuttle on the top side. Should get him closer to that cataclysm.
For them to stop the stacking of top esports if they can do it.
And they're going to do it. It'll be this bot lane tower. Swayon was really able to bully Shanks down there in the bottom lane. With a nice heal, will be able to get himself away from the Dark Procession. Dragon started up here now by TES. Tien and Cream. Going in is Tarzan. It's a 1v2 for now, but Shanks has already arrived. Goes forward with the Justice Punch. It looks like the Stand United was not utilized, at least completely. And so it will be top esports going back over to the Dragons at 2000 HP. And secured by Tien. It's a 2-1 lead in that department for top esports. Teleports coming in, and now we will get our full-on 5v5, but it might not be the 5v5 for long, as Tien will go down to the Herald of all things, and it will be Tarzan picking up first blood. Will be a trade 1-for-1 as Shanks went down on the other side, but it looks like AL's not done. Swayon is flashed upon by both Kyle and Tarzan, and Hope is the one to pick up the stack of cash. AL go 2-for-1 despite losing the Dragon.
Very decent fight from in general with the way that they had set it up, and now Kyle can be caught.
Right back to the scene of the crime we go, into the Dragon Pit where Kyle is caught, and that trying the result, of this Jace going down.
His pocket. AL is starting to become a bit of a problem in these side lanes, getting more and more
gold. Top esports will go in first. Tarzan looking for a cataclysm onto a backline carry, but both of them have flash at this point. The knockup lands onto Tien. Dragon at 20,000 HP goes in, secured by Tarzan, and AL even up the Dragon count. Cataclysm goes in onto 2, and there comes the double flag and drag. Hero's entrance ends up getting cancelled though. That means there's no knockup to follow up. A huge Dark Procession delays the backline of TES and results in AL splitting the fight in half. Shanks goes in. It will be Swayon that drops dead, and Cream and Jackie Love still on the run. The Realm Warp will lead the Rise to safety, but AL end up with a massive win around this. Driving the tempo. This is the snowball that they wanted to roll here in this game 1. And Tarzan and Tien once again duking it out, but it's going to be the Jarvan who ends up winning this. He's got 3 items and a Stand United on his side. Kyle coming forward, lands the taunt onto the Lee Sin. Another flag and drag will connect, and the Sonic Wave has no chance as Kyle.
In the back end here, he has absolutely become a big issue with that gold lead. The question now is how much can they get when they get a 3-4v5 push with all of these objectives now on their side.
You see Hope really coming online.
Connected, but AL might be a little bit pincered here as well. Neither team wants to make a massive mistake.
Kyle already poked out a bit, but so is Cream. He gets locked in here. The baby cage is going to chunk him down to half HP, and that Maiden's doing a whole lot of damage. Cream already has the Seraph shield popped, and now Tien is in a horrible position. He's going to get easily taken down by Breathe. The Blast Cone only
delayed. Jungle dip, we can call this, a bad play coming in from Cream as well to get chunked
finally, this blue ward is going to spot them out, but it might be a little bit too late. Tarzan actually flag and drags over the wall, trying to bait top esports into their own demise. Jackie Love immediately gets taunted up by KL, and it's forced to burn both of his summoner spells, but now Tarzan could be in a little bit of trouble. Rove flashes in, lands a big pull, and Jackie Love's got the poison coming down, and Kyle does not have the cure. First kill of the fight going TES's way, and now the snowball is starting to roll the other way. Miasma connects onto Shanks. He pops the taunt for a little bit of damage reduction. The poison is ticking down.
Baron is on the table. Teleport coming through. The fight is still happening. Top esports is pretty low. They should get this.
They're going to get the Baron. The question is, will they escape with their lives? Hope still at full HP, and Breed has now been taunted up. Tarzan goes in with the flag and drag, lands a big knockup onto Jackie Love, who was forced to go golden, but Breathe is still alive. Hope now flashing away. In goes Shanks, back from base, able to nearly take down one, and he then takes down a second. Jackie Love will go down next. The Arcane Storm raining hell upon top esports. It's a triple kill for Hope. He's not going to be able to make it a quad as he's a little bit farther away, but it will still be the ace secured for anyone's legend. They don't get the Baron, but they're pushing down 2 lanes and are going to swing this game right open.
Anyone's legend. They made it interesting in that final fight. They get caught in a choke point, overextending for a fight they did not need to take, but it doesn't matter. TES are able to throw at the Baron like they always do, and Hope, the player who's been criticized the most here for AL, steps up in a big moment on these mages to push them to a 1-0 series lead.
Yeah, still 15 seconds on Tien. The death timer is just too much at this stage in the game. Top esports looked for their one moment back into it, but AL slammed the door right back in their face. Nexus down at 35-30, and AL up to a 1-0 lead.
There you go. I mean, going to be the Silas that's going to be the lock-in here for Shanks. You know, one of his signature champions, if not his actual signature champion that he's been able to play throughout his entire career. I honestly don't think the game state is Tarzan's a little bit scared, I think, of the Silas. That being said, Tarzan's jumping in. Tien is a little disconnected. He should have the spell shield. I was going to be surprised if that actually turned into anything. We can see the supports are going to be roaming, and once again, Zweion's going to force the flash top.
Yeah, already just a one-shot, 100-0. This guy knows the limits of the Olaf and will be able to pick up first blood. Now in the bottom lane, it's JackeyLove limit testing a little bit of his own. Dashes forward, finds the double shot, and it'll be Zhuo who ends up taking the tower shot to save the Lucian's life for now. Here comes Tarzan, though, and JackeyLove going to try to get a plate. They give the kill over to the Rel.
JackeyLove. We are going to be getting the dragon stopped, at least for the time being. Kyle going to run into both bot lane members here of Top Esports. He's going to look for the engage. Hope is in the area. Could be a little bit of an exchange. Great satchel by Hope to be able to pick up some more damage. Tarzan in the area. They could look for the dive here if they do want to go for it. Gonna be on JackeyLove. He's gonna be bursted down. He's under tower. He's taken down by Tarzan. The re-engage coming down with the ultimate. The invulnerable is perfect. Tarzan on this Nefiri for themselves. He's gonna need to stay active. Right now, it's Zweion that could potentially be a target on the top side, though.
Yeah, gonna try to maybe fight things out. Breathe jumps the other way to force Zweionn into a tough position. Regardless, Breathe.
Tien has to try and get something elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, Tien has not been as active as Tarzan. And speaking of, looks like the Nefiri could have another gank opportunity, forcing Cream's flash. And now Tien going to be in some trouble as well. Kyle able to put that Magnet Storm down onto the Nocturne. Abscond Abduct does not connect onto him. And so Tien's life will be saved for a little bit. Try to swing this game back into their favor. The dragon is ticking, maybe about half HP as Tarzan jumps over the wall scatter. Not connecting initially, and Tien will be able to retreat back to the dragon. It's at 50 HP, but it is secured by the Lucian with a final auto attack. Tien doesn't get the dragon with his smite. His team will end up collecting it, and it'll cost him his life. In goes the Nefiri ulti as Tarzan is on the hunt for more. The Unleashed power comes out, not finding the kill onto the dog, but the second proc of the Q will from Shanks. A double kill opened up for the Silas, and he might try to make it a third. Dashes forward with the chains, misses the Q, but still will be able to result in 4 kills going the way
at this point in the game. But Breathe is level 11. Hope is going to be able to pick up a tower on the bottom side for AL. Again, getting him in a strong position for the side lane is essential. And now even Breathe has an advantage in this side lane. Oh no.
Yeah. This is not good here for Zweionn. He still has the ulti, but just gets hit by every piece of the combination on the Meganar. Tested. Overall, it's a 4v3, but that's going to change with a teleport coming in from both top laners. Actually, it's Shanks joining on AL side, and he's got a massive flank. In comes the Magnet Storm, finding 2. The Rift Herald is secured by Top Esports, but they aren't going to be able to win the fight in response. Zweionn gets dragged right back in to the ensuing composition of Anyone's Legend. Stolen away Nocturne ulti from Shanks, looking for a little bit of extra razzle.
I mean, that is the best team fight that AL have played this entire series. This just really well done by AL. They are clinical with their execution. Jackie's kind of low, but that satchel might have saved Hope's life.
Dashing forward, Hope's gonna die. That's a big chunk of gold going the way of Jack. So Rift Herald was secured here. Zweionn was, able to pick it up. Bit of a saving grace, but in the bottom lane, it'll be Shanks going for a 1v1 on to Cream. Uses the Unleashed power, but he's unable to get the full charge in. Now, in the topside river, another skirmish around the Scuttle Crab, and it's being won once again by AL. Tarzan hunting down JackeyLove. He dashes away from the Q. Will be able to get a little bit more damage down, but nobody will fall on the AL side. Breathe and Zweionn now engaged in a 1v1, and of course it's the Gnar to win out on the end of that play. 4 kills going over.
Exist in a side lane against Silas, and of course, there's no way for you to be able to win an exchange. JackeyLove not going to be able to do that. Shanks, is he going to be able to kill Cream once again here?
Oh gosh, he's going to go in for the Q2, and there comes Tarzan looking for even more damage. They already take down one. Tien going to be the next to follow, like a swarm of honeybees going towards a lowly flower bed.
Splash. So he is going to survive. JackeyLove once again just continuing. I think it's been pretty good to have Kyle on some of these playmakers. The Shen was relevant in game 1, but maybe not the carry. And Cream's maybe dead again.
Yep, there goes Tarzan, who is a level up on the enemy mid laner. Forced to flash away, though, as in goes the Magnet Storm from Kyle. Cancelled a little bit by the Ultra Mega Fire Kick, and a big scatter of the week is going to allow for Top Esports to pick up the first kill of the extended engage. 4v5 on the map. Tien, though, very low, and a lot of tools no longer available on the TES side. Breathe building up the rage, looking for a Mega Gnar, but isn't going to find it just yet, as Jackie Love looking to chase him down alongside Zwayan, who has popped the Ragnarok, looking for another kill. Is the Lucian. He dodged away from the bouncing bomb. The Cozy Campfire trying to keep him alive. Another Scout of the Week lands onto Hope, but there's not enough juice left in the tank here for Top Esports. It looked like a big fight, but it'll end up only being a 2-for-2.
It's Hope that actually saves the fight as it's not over.
Scatter. Oh, makes it a 1-for-1 as the Mega Inferno Palm rains hell upon Cream. It is still an even trade, and hey, even is winning at this point, but Tarzan's not done just yet. He sniffed out Jackie Love like tested Baron. Going over to AL, they'll be wearing purple for the next 3 minutes. Maybe the fight.
The amount of engage on this team is staggering with Gnar and Rel and potentially Silas on the backline as well. Zwayan going to be trying to get something on the top side, but if AL pull the trigger, the game could be over instantly.
Zwayan's going to have to come back sooner rather than later to save the base. Looks like Jackie Love clearing this wave out good enough, as AL instead turn their attention to this mid lane tier 3, and also Cream, who has been isolated and taken down by the Gnar. In goes the Magnet Storm, finding 3 members underneath the turret, but maybe they went a little bit too far. Jackie Love still alive, and now it's Zwayan hunting down Breathe with the help of Joe. Culling comes out as well. Breathe approaching Mega, but he will not reach that threshold. Zwayan gets a double kill. He's flashing onto Hope, and Top Esports stay alive through a triple kill onto their top laner.
It's a complete mistake from AL. It loses them the dragon. It cuts their gold lead basically in half, but them overextending. AL is likely going to have to make some sort of mistake in the back end of this game, giving them Baron. I think this soul is essential. I think you can't win the game if you give this dragon over for free. I think it's nearly impossible for them to, consistently be able to find their way back into this game. Is this a tough fight? Absolutely, but Infernal Soul is really your way back in to be able to re-enable this Lucian and this Syndra who's really far behind. That's the call. I don't know how much easier this game is going to get if you give more resources over to AL. I mean, that's 2 Infernal Dragons.
This fight is crucial for the Series 2 remain intact. In goes Zwayan on a big TP flank, and TN already entering the fight with the Paranoia. Scout of the Week landing on the Kyle, but the Rel still surviving for a little bit longer as the first casualty will be Breathe. Sanks is in the back line, looks for Jackie Love, who's already forced to flash away, and Breathe sends the bot lane straight to their doom. A double kill for the new top laner of AL, and it's an absolute team fight wipe. 5-for-1 for AL. It'll be a 2-0 win for them as they go up to 3-1 in the standings and give Top Esports their first loss of the split.
Anyone's Legend proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are a top 2 team in the LPL with a monstrous...
Maybe that he blows up this game and we have no chance to really prepare, but a Vladimir lock-in last is exactly what BLG set themselves up for. Not the champion, but the opportunity.
Maybe some more love for BLG in the crowd is to be expected, and already we're fighting over Raptors!
I mean, why not start things off this way? Shun, once again low, flashing away, is going to go down for first blood. Given over to the lock, one of the worst case scenarios, and on will follow a double kill. This get a good bit of damage in here as well. Just already having the ability to jump so far forward and take aggressive trades. He could kill on then, but instead Crisp is going to be the one to go down as Viper's decided this is a winning trade. Xiaoya doesn't have the damage to take on Viper just yet, but with 2 nail stacks up and not even getting Yorick's Maiden down.
Shun going to be able to pick up
that is an ult down for him. The Dragon coming up in just over 2 minutes. Should be back up by then, but Shun still continues exuding pressure, even in a 3v2. Soon to be a 3v3 as in comes Knight on, recommits to the fight. Another Scout of the Week, stuns 3, but a Nocturnal in the back line will finally take down 1. On will fall for his hubris. Hung will join him, and Shun even ults onto Crisp. Just first time playing Lock.
It's a valiant attempt there, and he does manage to pick it up a little bit, so refunds 20% of the cooldown as Viper, very bold walk up there, almost goes down, has to use both of those summoner spells that we talked about. He maybe wanted to save to be more aggressive, but now On is here.
Yeah, Viper actually baits out Xiaoya again to recommit to the fight, leaving Crisp all in his low. Knight shows up to the bot lane as well. Ends up with an ult directly to the face, and 2 kills go to BLG. On does die, giving another kill to Xiaoya, but that is a big trade up for BLG. Who around second Drake? Well, it's second Drake right now, and they are taking it on spawn. Shun wants to try and contest for the smite still. Will he be able to get close enough? The answer, we found out very quickly, is no.
Shun is feeling extra bold without his flash. there really is no way for BLG to enter into that river and actually contest for that dragon, as Scat of the Week does hit.
Hookshot to try and take him out. Unfortunately for On, it is not nearly enough. LGD still control this river, and BLG once overcommittal. It's On that's getting punished for this.
It's now 4 kills over to Xiaoya, has the Lich Bane complete as well, and is feeling bold enough, despite being a level down, to actually look for these trades against Viper, but Viper will take that.
The auto once again goes for the kill, but this time doesn't have any
struggle with, like we said, it is very difficult to get an engage onto multiple members if you are this BLG comp, but they found one isolated.
Yeah, finding the single member, that's where it gets much easier. Tongwon does flash away, but still goes down to the dogs. BLG pick up another isolated kill, getting themselves, or rather, most powerful point in the game. This, however, really good for BLG, because if they're able to keep themselves in this even or ahead state and continue abusing the bot lane, they are going to have things going so well for them in about 5 to 10.
And now they stall out any
to enable Xiaoya, who, despite the fact that he hasn't had that much action since, he's still sitting at 4-1. This lock can snap his fingers and kill someone.
Yeah, it's you know, it's funny too, because hold that thought. It's not very funny for On. Is look, you see that Xiaoya is isolated from the rest of the team. He's gonna have to walk into the fight at a pretty uncomfortable angle if he wants to get involved. But they just want to go on to Viper.
I mean, Viper does make the mistake of wasting his pool early, and unfortunately for the rest of BLG,
for the time being, maybe Shun can look for a steal. He does have flash to get back over the wall.
We're not fighting. Shun wastes his invulnerability, chooses to expend the flash. BLG may be able to win the fight afterwards, depending on Knight, who has been corralling LGD into a corner. Right now, the first reset coming in through for Shun. Xiaoya flashes away, but will still be slain by the fangs from Knight, and On even collects a kill onto Tongwon. Bertle wants to answer that back. Should be able to, with Knight chasing him down. Could be the end for Bertle as well, but he's got just enough speed with the acceleration gate to get out of there. BLG winning the fight after Rift Herald. A big victory for them. Scaling threats on the BLG composition as he heads back to mid lane. We've got 20 seconds left until this dragon spawns. LGD are picking a fight. Can BLG claw another win out of it?
They're looking to try. They get the ult onto him.
Taking out one source of damage. Remember, BLG have 4 left.
Yup, they do. Herald going to be spawned here. I think Battle Herald has been a pretty common strategy here in the LPL. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as Shelly's actually going to get blocked by the playpen, so good on there by Wembo. But now the York is completely cut off from the rest of his team for the time being, and I think LGD should have a clear way to take this dragon unless they can get Shun into this river, but there are the empowered blast cones.
BLG go for the fight after the objective. It looks like they will. Viper tries to find an engage, but unfortunately without On there, there's just no way to start a fight. You mentioned it earlier. When On is the only way that BLG can really engage, it's not a great look for them. When he's dead and they can't engage at all, that's even worse.
I also think it adds an extra layer of scrutiny over to BLG from that last fight, as Nevermind Hung is just flashing onto Shun.
Shun is very, very dead. Flash over the wall from him does force one out of Bertle as well. Knight teleporting in.
Juggler down.
Bertle's going to be able to get out with this blast cone only into Viper, however, as Viper's trying to assassinate Xiaoya, and he will. LGD forced back into their own jungle. 1 for 1 in the overall trade. The BLG are striking ferociously for the throats of LGD, even as LGD...
Nobody dies, despite both teams getting a little bit rough with one another in the mid lane, as now Wembo, freed up from his shackles in the top lane, is just split pushing and opening up the door to go onto Bertle.
This is not going to be the game where I'm sitting here hyping Bertle up. He has been all right on the Jace, but a overstep like that does cost him, and more importantly, his team. Their bot lane inhibitor tower. BLG get to back away from this. Should they choose? It looks like they want to try and stick around for the inhibitor. Hookshot does save On for now, denying him the chance to engage for a moment, and BLG as a whole will decide that the engage wasn't really worth their time anyway. Backing off, they've got about 1:30 left until the dragon. Baron's been up for... They're able to select and make work I mean, although of course that's the ideal, but more just seeing that they're going for something at all, because that is definitely what I'm seeing out of LGD. But they are definitely falling short on making it work.
They certainly are, especially because we have criticized BLG's comp and a lot of things haven't been going right for them, but now they're going to look onto a pick on to Wenbo.
Could be the first time that we see Wenbo, and it is, falling in isolation. But even that is going to be traded back. This is soul point secured for BLG. LGD would really like to trade up. They've taken down the top laner of BLG, but the rest of BLG is collapsing on this. Shun still pretty safe on the Nefiri, can commit to the Baron Pit at any time that he likes, and BLG have by far more pressure. Viper's actually going to pop the Ghost, and BLG are certainly going in. Viper's all over the team fight, flashing in the back line on the Tong-One, but he gets deleted immediately after the pool expires, with Shun and On collaborating to take down Bertle. The rest of LGD throws themselves into the Hextech ultimatum, only to fall one by one. BLG will be clawing back this team fight once again, and his Knight doesn't quite get the stun on the ultimate, but he will lead
the fight. Viper gets a little bit too aggressive here, but still, he corrals all of LGD into an area. Bertle separates himself, and now we're back to live. Wenbo potentially in a 1v3, but the Maiden of Merc treads, and that is just not going to cut it.
As we foreshadowed in draft, this is not the point of strength for LGD's composition. The taunt does come through, and Viper's going to get assassinated. The core of the comp still functions.
Actually, a numbers advantage for LGD. They're the ones running, though, Dia.
It's really difficult to deal with Shun at this point in the game. Xiaoya can't get out of the Hextech ultimatum, is going to stay alive for a little bit longer than another champion might, but even then, it's still a deadlock and a numbers disadvantage for LGD, with a top lane tower being pushed down by an ulting Yorick. We're going to be saying goodbye to this top lane tier 2, and likely quite a bit more with a Baron buff for BLG.
Oh yeah, subsequent turrets are also going to fall here as BLG are sieging on, but now it's Hung trying to 1v1 Viper. Will probably succeed, actually.
To be honest. Forces the pool out, forces out the Ghost as well. Viper starts turning this, though. That is a lot of damage to come out of the Vladimir, and Viper in the 1v1 will take down LGD's jungler. 32 minutes into the game, we have seen yet another...
the driver's seat and poised to take this game. Dia Hung, the shining light for LGD in this game as far as the gold difference was concerned, as I don't even have time to talk. Knight is now engaged on.
I mean, in case we need another indicator, Knight actually does almost win this. Might still kill Bertle. Nope, hold on. Had Soul, or sorry, Soul going to BLG. If they had Soul there, Knight wins that.
That is true. That is very true. But now, I mean, BLG earlier, BLG just have the clear advantage with how hard they scale.
Most important is keeping themselves present in the mid lane. Unfortunately, BLG have identified that, and they will be removing that presence expeditiously. That's what I'm looking for. LGD lose 2, and no more of them in this mid lane in most minutes of this game. Knight is going to lose his blue buff, maybe reclaim it off of Hung's body. The GA for Hung if he wants to last a little bit longer. A teleport from Europe we just saw fly by us, and the game has truly deteriorated at this point, Quacks. You know it as well as I do. Watching as this plays, BLG know that they're winning this game. It is a matter of how they do it, and Hung, though he really wants this kill on Shun, is not going to find it. The fiesta has begun, but it cannot be long-lived.
Yeah, Maw Memortius really against the AD champion. It absolutely saved Shun there. If he didn't have that Maw, it was over for him. So he is going to survive. Chemtech Soul as well. You know, maybe Chemtech Soul had something to do with that. It's just a theory, though, as now BLG in a 4v5 are going to barrel down into the mid lane.
Wenbo knows that he's effectively immortal right now. And that's not true for Xiaoya, nor is it true for Crisp, who get to position aggressively, but not to too much effect. BLG pick up those 2 kills, and they should be able to pick up the game right now. Bertle can do little on this chase. Tangyuan might have another ult to find somebody, but it does not do nearly enough damage, and the Nexus dies before anybody from BLG hits the ground.
Convincing.
Yes, his champion splash art may have more aura, but Xerath is the true Chad's pick here. Xerath would have gone insanely hard.
Yeah. I remember watching a video as a kid. It's probably still up on YouTube as Hung is just going to be 3-camp ganking, by the way.
Yeah, we start with the camera angle. Things get more and more uncomfortable by the second as Viper goes down for first blood. LGD manufacture a play. And that is exactly what we're hoping for when we talk about all eyes on this Lee Sin. Tangyuan invading is just the cherry on top. He might kill Shun.
Shun?
He's gonna kill Shun. He's gonna kill Shun. Never mind. On screen.
Oh, he has no mana!
Tangyuan is selling his team right now. He was either gonna win and be god,
advantage
or
of those timers when he does have both summoners to get a bit more involved in the fights, because Xiaoye will just have the teleport to catch more CS and get more resources as Hung flashes to interrupt the Ishtal's impact.
manages to do so and actually could get a kill here. Hung is low, but Shun is much lower.
Have access to that impale. And again, I just feel like this is a game.
Actually get seen or not, but having been seen, Wenbo plays like it, and we're going to see a couple of resets coming towards the top side as Crisp has expectedly been out of lane, but this is what it's costing him as Xiaoye does get dove. Legends.
Yeah, you know, sometimes here and there. But not super surprised that the teams aren't chomping at the bit for this objective, only because I feel like the sieging power from both of these teams is very minimal. You do have side lane threats on things like the Rise, and I think Yanara would benefit from having some grubs, but it's not like an immediate thing that you have to get, as it looks like LGD have to get this Yanara behind, and they are moving everyone down to make that a reality.
Walk up for a kick, but given that Viper repositions adequately, it'll just be the Lulu that pays for all this time that LGD spent bot side. Come up. Dragon is just spawned, so as we watch Hung get obliterated, it means
experience I have had so many times, and maybe is one of the most frustrating things ever, as Knight is about to get frustrated that he's getting 1v3.
Yeah. Getting 3-man ganked is, I think, the second experience that is most frustrating. Yeah. Viper on the receiving end of another one right now as LGD are getting aggressive all over the map. Hung looking for On right now. It's still tough to kill a Lulu, but with the polymorph to save On, looks like they're just going to invest a Realm Warp to make this happen. Tangyuan dies for this. Tangyuan dies to On for this, and the Lulu lives to see another day. Another polymorph up, but not used as Hung does commit. Losing the Rise there is hilarious, embarrassing a little bit, but ultimately not the end of the world for LGD.
Alright, Hung now in a 1v1. Maybe wants to try and take the fight. Has a lot of sustain on the Lee Sin.
Could do it. We do have Xiaoye on the way to try and wrap this up. Behind him is coming Knight, so LGD have to finish this quickly, and Chains of Corruption is going to make that possible. Shun is still alive somehow, and as Knight shows up with the ball in tow, Hung commits onto him. This is still in kill territory for Knight. We're watching yet another rotate, and still very reliant on what it is that their jungler wants to do. Unfortunately, he's got no say in his own jungle. Crisp goes down to, at this point, the game is dead even, or as dead even as it can be. Perhaps a little bit less dead than Tangyuan, but dead enough, it appears. Tangyuan not going to get out with the Realm.
What wants to do is wait until one of them is sieged and then maybe threaten one of the inner turrets. And speaking of threatening around turrets, Knight is just in trouble and in danger and dead.
Does manage to pick up a 3-man shockwave.
And this is going to mean not only are you not able to continue snowballing Hung, as I say that, he goes over the wall on the Knight.
We just get to keep setting up plays around this jungler, and
make
now
these side lane plays. And now onto the Baron. It's already half HP. It's gone, Dia.
No presence from Shun on the map, and unfortunately, with the amount of picks that have gone on with the
head of this objective, but it doesn't seem like they're concerned with the Dragon at all. They want Knight dead again.
That's Flash, that's everything, but it saves Knight, and he tries to turn things around as Viper shows up to the fight. The Shockwave connects, but in goes Bertle with the public execution, finding Viper with Hung on Knight in the backline. BLG are losing this fight. They're bleeding out to LGD, and On running away through the mid lane has to flash. Still a chance for BLG to win a fight with these big team fight ultimates that they've got, but they've got a team fight for them. Right now, they're being picked off one by one. We're seeing this again with Wenbo.
Oh,
Chains of Corruption going to land a big double kick, connects as well. Wenbo is a tanky lad, but pushed below half HP. Hung is at least going to get impaled, and a little bit of HP gets traded back. LGD don't get the kills that they were looking for. They do find...
I feel like this is the moment where they really have to turn the game around because it's not going to get any better. Eventually, Hung Yuan is going to get that actualizer.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Oh, God. No.
It was a pickoff in the making. Does flash away and does chunk out Hung, but that is the kind of thing that I'm afraid of. You're watching on the minimap Hung just sit in the jungle while his mid laner pushes up a wave. Get a little bit of space, wait for somebody to come up and go for the kill. It is this kind of avoiding of team fights that has gotten LGD here, and that could get them over the finish line.
It's no flash for the Orianna going into this fight. If Hung finds a creative angle onto the BLG mid laner, he is absolutely doomed. Is going to be able to take the Hex Gates to get back toward the rest of his team, but you can see how difficult it might be for him to enter into some of these fights as we do see the replay come through. Yeah, just gets found there by the Lee Sin. Hung has done such a good job at being at the right place at the right time. Baron potentially being threatened, but Dragon Soul has also spawned, so we got a little classic dance of the neutral objectives, Dia.
I mean, LGD can afford to play this game of chicken. What they can't afford is to lose the fight on Baron. That's what they've got to be really careful of. Shun does look like he's committing for a moment, and it forces LGD to back off, but they don't want to let Baron reset. Tangyuan is tanking a lot of damage to keep it leashed as Hung goes for the Omega flank. Knight is positioned at the opposite end from him, but a small lockup maybe buys enough space, maybe buys enough time. Hung is spreading in the bush, goes for the kick, gets tempered, faded, but still connects onto Viper. Wenbo isolated in the front line, manages to survive with a flash away. Everybody from BLG is alive as Shun flashes in for Chris, but Bertle and Hung go in for the kill themselves. Hung commits onto On now, has got Knight all over him, but LGD know that they must press the advantage even with the Shockwave connecting, even losing their jungler. LGD win the team fight and push down the mid lane.
And I was questioning your Bertle supporting in game number 1, Dia, but I will not question it here. Bertle with the massive angle on the Ambessa gets himself into the fight. LGD scrap and scrape and fight BLG to the death. And this time, in game number 2, they will win out and tie the series.
LGD make it happen, and this is exactly the good news story that we need for this roster. It is proactive play. It is
ton of physical damage until Xiaoya really starts to get some items under his belt. So gives Shun very easy access to just say, hey, let's go for MR items.
What Hung is running on right now. He's got literally nothing. He's picked up one camp and a quarter, and he just walked into the bot lane to die. He's dead. He literally just walks into the bot lane to die. The guy splashing of Wenbo as well, so Bertle's rumble pace. But
you have to be doing stuff like this, which is going to rely on dives, because now Wenbo is in trouble.
Moving to the other side, Wenbo does get stunned, and gets stunned outside of tower range as well. Tangyuan ends up moving up with Hung to make the play happen, but now Knight is here to try and collect the kill, make this a 1-for-1. Is going to look for it with the Shroud, tries to walk up on Tangyuan, actually flashes on him, but does not collect the kill. Shun is here as well just to watch these three walk away, and when Hung isn't able to step up, Tangyuan helps him pick up the slack.
Agent Shun, he is surrounded by LGD members, though Bertle can't really move to help him.
Surely Hung doesn't die here. He does lose the Grump, but got behind. But that's not out of control. He's level 6 now, and he's ready to make a gank bot lane. He finds On, immediately locks him up, and Shun is on the way, but Shun is a little bit late. Hung gets to pick up the kill, and Viper looks for an answer.
Viper!
Flashing on a Xiao, you should be able to find it, and even through the shield will do so. As Knight comes down, Hong's now running for his life away from Shun, but an ace in the hole will finish him off. A double kill for Viper, and it's just Caitlyn, and that's going to be with 2 dragons backing her up, as Shun, of course with the pressure that Viper had earlier, is able to just grab these.
Ana's in the area as well. You can see they're looking to try and put a dive onto Wembo, but Flash is available for Aurora. Ult is coming off of cooldown, and Lux is here to peel. Let's see how it goes.
This better work, but teleport
All right,
doesn't.
And foiled again. But LGD maybe looking for a cheeky engage onto On, but he's maybe going to fall for it.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I mean, what LGD really wanted, they can get it. Like, that's what the ult from Vi is for, and a kill on the support is something. It's something for their time.
But it's an ultimate for a support. It really feels like the trade at this point isn't great.
And a call.
Doesn't even have it completed.
Viper's it. That's just the reality that LGD are dealing with right now. This is a good flash, though, from Tangyuan if they can find Viper, but Viper gets away, flashing out over the wall, completely safe now on Caitlyn. I say as Hong jumps on top of him.
Oh, he got him!
Hong picks up the kill, plays hero for
Objective
a moment.
Spawning in just a couple of seconds, but crucially, Herald is still here, and Tangyuan is caught, by the way.
Should be able to get out, but Shun flashes to secure the kill. With that numbers advantage, I think it makes it an easy Rift Herald for BLG.
Can certainly go for it, as we do still have ultimate now from Shun, so we'll certainly sway the 50-50 in favor of BLG, but he's more concerned with fighting.
Stepping 1 foot out of line once again, and Encore will connect with him, and trading 1 for 1 is all right, but when you trade jungler for mid laner, the objective
regardless, Dia, they do manage to find at least something back to his character and sees that he is being jumped onto. Speaking of being jumped onto, as we go back to live.
Once again, Tangyuan. It's almost like a replay. It's not.
It's a replay inside of a replay. You know, I've seen Inception. Feels awfully similar.
If Inception wait, what? Wait, why is this tower not dead?
It's dead. These are checked off by the time this Drake spawns. It's going to be a soul almost surely going over to BLG.
Oh my god, this is exactly what we need to do, though! Assassination missions on Viper, who just doesn't get to play League of Legends!
Nope. Viper, if you're looking to 5v5, a flank from an Akali can break that up real fast, as Hung is in Neverland. Still gets hit by the binding!
Binding, hitbox, Omega lol. Xiaoya is going to fall as well. The 1 pick was certain, the second sort of given over for free. BLG now get Baron as a result. And I'm going to be molding about that hitbox for a while. There's one thing I love, Quacks. It's, you know, I love an underdog story. I love seeing LGD fight their way back. That was a tough way to see him go. And you remember when we said that Knight was Omega farmed? Well, that's the manifestation of it.
We've moved on from farming minions to farming champions. Double for Knight, as he's just going on to Bertle.
Let's get the ultimate down. Bertle does almost turn things on Knight, but Wenbo's here to help clean up. And as the Baron falls, so do all 3 members of LGD. That is a delay.
Knight MVP.
Nice. I've seen enough.
I didn't make the rules. As now BLG with the Soul, with the Baron, with a massive, almost 7,000 gold lead for themselves, are barreling down in bot lane. Knight 2 in the mid lane, so a nice 4-1 split coming from them.
This does not seem stoppable, to be honest. Bertle's still waiting on ulti, and that's not going to save the inhibitor. The tower's already gone. How much more are we waiting for? Hung is again on this crazy flank that really worked in game 1, but against Knight is not going to work nearly as well. Hasn't been spotted just yet, but should be just in time for BLG to turn things around onto him. Quick pop from On, just to look for the Vi. They know he's around here somewhere, and
He's
4
on a lane by
kills,
himself.
5,000 gold up. That guy is anybody who steps up to him is going to die. Speaking of people who get chosen to die, Viper was chosen by LGD, and that does get completed. When Bo gets out over the wall, the majority of BLG survive. But the base from LGD, constantly under threat by Knight, who, by the way, with all that, should actually blame Horizon. Dongyuan
has to be careful. Does have flash available, so should survive the plethora of burn damage coming through from LGD. Is now on. Has to be careful.
Almost thought that another binding was going to come up in BLG. We're going to be able to turn it, but not quite going to be the case. Will they find him? I mean, yes, they will. And I'm looking around the rest of the map. 20 seconds to Baron, so it looks like they're going to find more than that as well.
All right, well, Hung was they caught a shiny one. All right, he was out in the wild. Now
Oh, God.
they're not even going for the Baron. They're just going straight for kills. Knight teleports.
And Knight, credit to LGD, they are positioned well to at least save their AD carry, try and find a way to turn things around, but Chris gets insta-deleted. Xiaoya's here as well, getting taken out in a 2 versus 4. I've seen enough! Give Knight the MVP!
Blue team's inhibitor has respawned.
Tell you what, oh my lord! The golden left hand, ladies and gentlemen. Need I say more? Give Knight the MVP.
It's never been easy. BLG are in the base right now. Dongyuan is far gone from this world as Knight comes back to finish that kill off. Hung is doing God knows what. This is basically a replication of the early game, but somehow Hung is coming out even worse. It has been a tough game for LGD. Hung does have one thing in mind, and it is Caitlyn. Very canonically accurate, but unfortunately for him, even the cannon cannot save. BLG, they've got an exposed Nexus. They've got an exposed LGD as even Knight looks for these last kills on Crisp and Xiaoya, but will focus now, hopefully, on the Nexus as BLG do get the chance to pad their stats a little bit, knowing that they have full control of this game. They've regained it after a stumble in game number 2, but BLG